Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Linker, and I'm an account manager with AQL Technologies. Welcome to our webinar, Now Assist in Technology Workflows. I'm going to get us started this morning, but I would also like to introduce Sameer Mohammed, our ServiceNow practice lead.
Hey guys, my name is Sameer Mohammed. I am the ServiceNow practice lead at AQL Technologies.
So before we get started, a little bit about AQL. We're a Microsoft Gold and ServiceNow Premier Partner. We have nearly 2 decades of experience, almost 200 architects and project managers for ServiceNow. We do business with federal, state, local governments, as well as nonprofits and commercial clients as well. We are GSA Schedule 70 certified and SBA 8A certified. Also, I would like to add that our approach is to work with you as a team member, not just as an external provider. We delve deep into your organization's workflows, challenges, and goals to understand your unique process and requirements. This understanding allows us to showcase how ServiceNow Now Assist transform IT workflows with intelligent automation and context-aware assistance. Today, we'll explore its key features, benefits, and practical applications, demonstrating its ability to enhance productivity and streamline processes. By leveraging the power of ServiceNow Now Assist, you ensure technology workflows are efficient, streamlined, intuitive, and user-friendly for your team. So now I would like to hand things off to our ServiceNow practice lead, Sameer.
Thank you, Steve. And I'm going to get started with the agenda over here. So welcome to another webinar from AQL Technologies, guys. So this time we'll be discussing the Now Assist and its implementation in technology workflows. I actually focus on technology workflows, which is ITSM, ITOM, and SPM, and also how it's implemented in the ServiceNow platform. So I'll be showing demos of all of these, and more towards the end, I'll be discussing the licensing as well, kind of like get a feel of what the cost is and what are some of the licensing packages. I'll also review the Now Assist admin panel. What does it take? Just an extremely high overview of what it takes to configure that or set it up. So stay tuned. After the session, you'll have a very good understanding of how Now Assist works, its features, its licensing models, and make sure that you try answering all these polls so that we get an understanding of what kind of audience we have over here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. So now let's go ahead and talk about, Now Assist in itself. So what exactly am I getting from Now Assist? So Now Assist is the name that covers a suite of products leveraging generative AI. It's been available from Vancouver Patch 2 release and is built on the Now platform so that businesses can accelerate productivity across all their workflows. Now Assist helps in things like task and chat summarization, resolution, notes generation, code generation, and a lot more. And so how does it work? Now Assist uses this domain-specific ServiceNow large language model, which is the Now LLM. You're going to hear this a lot, all the LLMs out there. So the ServiceNow's got the Now LLM, and it's really built for the enterprise. And so ServiceNow uses this LLM to power generative AI capabilities within the Now platform. These LLM models are designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the vast amount of data, enabling them to provide really intelligent and especially context-aware responses. And this gives you the leverage to really automate some complex workflows. So what business needs can Gen AI, which is Now Assist, what can it address? And that's really what we're gonna go ahead and see. But things like on the high level, hey, I would like my agents to really reduce manual work and provide quick insights to start working faster. I would love that. I would want to empower users with natural language interactions and deflect cases, enhancing customer experience. I would want to automate content generation. And that's really, like for example, knowledge articles, for example, summary, including search results as well. That'd be a very big help. And then also boost developer productivity with helping them create code faster. So all of that is part of the Now Assist. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the framework in itself over here. So the Now Assist framework, as of right now, it basically works with technology workflows, employee workflows, customer industry workflows, creator workflows, and it's got the Now platform capabilities as well. So, and what you will need to do is that you need to go ahead and activate plugins and then configure skills. And that's what gets the Gen AI up and running, and then you can analyze the Gen AI performance as well. And all of this is being done right from the Now Assist admin console. Guys, so now let's go ahead and talk about Now Assist in ITSM, and I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get started with the demo here. So if you can see my screen, actually, let me go ahead and share my screen here, share the application here. So hopefully you can see my screen here. And so really what I am on the workspace over here, and which is the service operations workspace. And let's go ahead and take a look at incident. And I'm going to see what are some of the things that I can really do in ITSM over here. And I'm going to go ahead and open up an incident over here, which is copying it and pasting it in here, which is power failure affecting network devices. And when I open this up, so one of the first things that you're going to see when you have activated the plugin is you can now, you're going to go ahead and see the Now Assist in the UI all over. So up in the top, you can see this is the Now Assist over here. So this is more kind of like conversational. You're going to see this conversation interface, as an, agent all over, and it can actually use to summarize a chat, a case, incident, or generate resolution notes so that they can get the context of this information. The agents can get the context of this information more quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use this right now, but which I could use as well. But also other than that, I also see Now Assist right over here as well. And as you can see that, there's a huge big summary around all of these different nodes. I can go ahead and click on summarize, and it's just going to go ahead and read off all of this information and quickly generate me summary. Now, this might not be one of the toughest incidents, but once you have a really complex incident, then it really fills out all the information out. And I can see over here that, it's wrote down the issue, a complete power failure has occurred, and really laying out what the issue is. Key actions taken over here. What were some of the key actions? SLAs over here, affected CIs, if there were any kind of affected CIs and impacted services. And also I can go ahead and regenerate or refresh it. And this is, by the way, every refresh is counted as an assist. Thumbs up, thumbs down, and all those great things. What I can also do is I can also go ahead and use the Now Assist up there, and I can go ahead and also ask it to summarize this record. And since it's contextual, it's going to go ahead and read out the incident and then summarize it again. Okay, and over here, I can also go ahead and ask questions like, who is the originator of this ticket? Instead of going through all of these notes, I can go ahead and just ask my questions over here. Wait for an answer, and the originator of this ticket is Jane Doe. Oh, is it Jane Doe? Or should I just be scrolling through all of my activity notes over here? But yeah, at approximately 8:30 a.m. today, Jane Doe from the IT department reported a complete power failure. So yes, it is Jane Doe. So you can see how it's really smart enough to really go ahead and summarize, all of these. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this at the second, feature of Now Assist in ITSM. So Now Assist can generate resolution notes automatically for an incident as well. So this facilitates knowledge sharing and efficient incident resolution across the team. So I click on resolve over here. And you can see that resolution notes over here are filled by Now Assist. I can go ahead and edit them, and I can go ahead and fill them out. Just makes a little more easy. And these resolution notes are generated from the information that's entered in the fields like the short description, the description itself, the state, work notes, additional comments. It puts all together and then generates that. And these resolution notes can be generated in the core UI or the service operations workspace for ITSM. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the knowledge generation in ITSM. So let's take a look at this incident over here. And this incident is in closed state. And I'm going to go ahead and click on create knowledge. And along with this, pops up Now Assist to really go ahead and draw this article. I click on Yes, Draft with Now Assist, and it's going to go through the whole incident itself and then generate the knowledge article and scroll down, and I can see issue, the case, the resolution, and all the notes associated with it. I can go ahead and save it, submit it, and this would be my knowledge article. So I'm logged in over here as Arthur Slalone, and who's an end user, and Arthur has got a few issues going on with the application, and Arthur's going to go ahead and type in some content, and let me go ahead and get that content, which is an issue with his laptop. So the laptop was too slow. I had installed Windows updates. Then after that, it turned blue and then just won't restart. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also went into the BIOS and changed the settings of the BIOS, and I don't remember what it did, but pretty sure I did it right, and the story goes on. So the thing is that, and with that issue, I think that I want to go ahead and see if this invokes a live agent. If it does not, I think that I'm going to go ahead and invoke a live agent over here. Okay, now it says live agent support. And on the other side, an agent accepts it. And here's Arthur typing the issue again. Hey, this is really what's happening. Can you go ahead and just fix it? Okay, and the agent answers back saying, sure, why not? Let's get you a new laptop. Okay, so now what I want to do is that I want to go ahead and switch my screens back to the agent screen, which is Sameer Mohammed, and go ahead and show you the chat conversations over here. And in the chat conversations here, I have a couple different options of summarizing this. One of these options is over here. Just click on the quick actions over here and click on summarize. And this invokes Now Assist. And Now Assist is going to go ahead and summarize the issue. And as you can see, this is a pretty small one, but Now Assist just summarized it, put in decent words. Arthur requested, took out all those typos out. Arthur requested assistance for a slow laptop issue after installing Windows updates and changing system BIOS settings. So it does retain that important information. Now Assist connected Arthur to a live agent, Sameer Mohammed, for further support. This is really what makes life easy for agents. So as you can see, these are the features which are built within ITSM, incident summarization, resolution noise generation, knowledge generation, and chat summarization. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the features built within ITOM. Now, ITOM Assist, it analyzes alerts in the event management and automatically generates clear, easy to understand alert description. Availability of analysis is available both in the alert form as well as export list. We're going to go to the export list and take a look at it. And you can go ahead and refresh and regenerate data using the card refresh. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to switch this over to the demo mode. And let's get started with the demo over here. So in here, I'm going to go over to event management, express list, and then I can see the active alerts over here. And in the active alerts, one of the things that I can do is right from the express list, I can click on any of these alerts, and then I can click on the description, and I can go ahead and see alert summary by Now Assist right over here. Click on summarize, and it's going to go ahead and summarize, the entirety of the event. And right here, so the other view is, let's go click on this group alert over here, and I can see that it has a lot of other alerts grouped together down at the bottom. And in here, also, I can go ahead and generate the summary from here as well. And that just gives me the entirety of the summary over here, of the entire alert. So with that being said, so now let's go and talk about Now Assist and SPM. And so you're going to see a couple pretty good features over here for SPM. Users can create feedback and demands using Now Assist. It can generate feedback summary quickly in no time over here as well. So demands can also be created by demand managers using Now Assist. And not just that, they can be created through virtual agents as well. So let's go ahead and see how that works. So as far as feedback. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the demand manager. Actually, I would like to go ahead and show that. So I'm going to log in again as my friend Arthur again. And the way I do it is using a different browser. So you can see my browser here. And Arthur's logged in. And let's go ahead and type in, a use case, which is going to be around creating a demand. So I would like to just go ahead and create a demand. Let's go ahead and just start with that. Oops. I would like to create a demand. Sorry for the typos, guys. And let's see how the virtual agent picks it up from here. Okay, so create a new demand. Let's get started. Please provide a business justification for creating this demand. And I'm going to say that this is going to be for credit approval for clients. Okay, what is the risk level for performing the demand creation? Really minimal. What is the risk level if the demand is not performed? Unreported approvals. Please provide any assumptions. Default is basically really none. And okay, could you please provide there are no assumptions? Okay, so that's not bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and submit my demand. Would you like to add any attachments? No. And see my demand number. So you see that? So this is one of those features where Now Assist lets you walk through the whole demand experience, right from the virtual agent itself. So now let's take a look at Now Assist for Creator. And as you can see over here, I can use Now Assist for code generation, flow recommendations, playbook generation, catalog item generation, and app generation. So let's go ahead and take a look at all these different features here. I'm going to go ahead and show an example, show like a real world demo of creating a code generation where I'm going to go ahead and ask the system to really go ahead and generate me code for the list of open incidents and then email them out. So let's go over to my screen over here. And so this is in scheduled jobs. Once I go in scheduled jobs, I'm going to go ahead and click on new and then create, automatically run a script of your choosing and go ahead and write down, this is going to be, generate my open incidents. Okay. So instead of writing all the gruesome code, actually I'm going to suffix it with the test. So instead of writing all the gruesome code, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to go ahead and write down just a comment of what I want. And here it is. So there's certain rules to it of generating the code. And I type in the comment here and it generates a whole code for me. And I just hit on enter. And here's a whole code generated for me. I'm going to go ahead and replace the last line because I want to indicate technical support group in this code over here. Okay. So just replace the last line. Okay. And submit it. Takes a second. So I can see my job created over here. And now let's go ahead and take a look at how the summary is going to look like. So this is something that I received previously, and this is how it's going to look like. So it's basically the whole formatted HTML, and it basically just generates itself, in a pretty decent, format. I can go ahead and customize, the code as much as possible. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show you some of the features, which are within the creator, within the creator workflows. And so let's go back and take a look at flow generation. So I think that we just covered the code generation and then flow generation as well. So I can, go ahead and just type in, I can go ahead and generate the whole flow and the actions based on simple output. It's going to be just like how you see over here. It's going to be properly named. You can go in and then it creates a whole structure. I think that it helps a lot, and then the developer has to go in and then select the right actions over there. So I consider half of the job done over there. So playbook generation as well. Playbook generation is a skill installed with the Now Assist for Creator. Playbook generation gives generative AI capabilities to playbook authors. Okay, and then catalog item generation. The generation skill helps reduce the time needed to create catalog items. Describe the catalog item you want, and now it generates the catalog item for you. App generation, I think this is one of my favorite ones. So the app generation skill lets developers begin creating applications through a natural conversation with generative AI. So basically the thing is that these are the 4 different processes to it. You can, given the requirements, the business requirements, over conversations, and then those requirements will be refined, and once those requirements have been refined finally, then the app generation happens, and then you can verify the app in the App Engine Studio as well. So I think that it does a pretty decent job. So let's get started with the Now Assist in the platform. So the Now Assist in the platform, so there are 2 very strong features in the entirety of the platform, which is AI search and virtual agents. So as you can see over here, I think that the AI search in itself, it provides answers to questions via Q&A. Now Assist for search, Genius Results Card is available in global search. It's available in the service portal. It's available in the employee center, and it's available in the virtual agents as well. You will need to install and activate the Now Assist in the AI search plugin and configure it. Currently, as of right now, English is the only support language. And the Now Assist in the virtual agent is basically agents. Also, you can have the Now Assist capabilities, and you have seen how I was creating these demands, using the virtual agent. So it uses the large language models for natural conversation experience. And by using guided setup, it is possible to to set up this easily. And Now Assist in virtual agent can be enabled on multiple portals, again, like Employee Center, Service Portal, and all of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how you can go ahead and analyze. Let's go ahead and take a look at the admin portal in itself and see how I can go ahead and take a look and configure these plugins and analyze these as well. So you can see the Now Assist admin console, and this provides quick access to set up and configure and monitor Now Assist applications and features. So how do you configure Now Assist? And so there are a few steps around it. You need to go ahead and install the plugins, and then you need to turn on the Now Assist panel to integrate the skills into the next experience. You will need to activate those skills and customize them as needed. And finally, monitor and analyze skill performance using metrics available on the overview page. So if I scroll down on this page over here, so over here, I can see the plugin status over here. So not installed is basically 3 and installed is 4. So I click on that and it's going to go ahead and show me the plugins which I installed. So I installed SPM, ITSM, ITOM, and the Creator. And available to me are HRSD, CSM, and FSM. Okay, so it provides me the list of the list of plugins. And if I take a look at the skills over here, then I can click on the total number of skills. I can see the not started, draft, inactive, and active. Okay, so there are 15 skills which are active. Okay, and let's scroll down, take a look at the browse plugins. I can go ahead and choose customer and employee plugins over here. And now this is the skill usage. So number of actions, so 90. Okay, and then average number of unique users per day who triggered them, the actions. Number of actions over time, I can actually click on this and I can see, like on the 28th end product, there was 59. From virtual agent, there were 14. And then from Now Assist panel, there's 2. So, it provides, pretty rock solid interface, I think. So the console overview page contains the information about, all of the skill, performance, including the task completion over time and summary of which skills are active or available. And so now let's go ahead and take a look at one of the most important things, which is generative AI controllers. Okay, so I think that we just went through that. So generative AI controllers. So the ServiceNow LLM model is the by default model that the generative AI controller connects with to really go ahead and surface all the information in Now Assist. But the thing is that there might be, especially these days and in the future as well, what's going to happen is that all these different Gen AIs, they want to connect with each other. And so the model is pretty open. You can go ahead and connect generative AI controller and integrate it with external LLMs like OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, Google Cloud, LUP Alpha, IBM Watson. So you can go ahead and connect to all of these as well. And the way that you can connect with all of these is basically using the integration hub. It actually provides that as well. With that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and talk about one of the most important things, which is licensing. Let me go ahead and share my screen, share something else. ServiceNow licensing. Okay. So these are the three different packages. Now Assist licensing packages. Now Assist for ITSM, Now Assist for ITOM, and Now Assist for SPM. And ITSM, and once again, I'm not covering the licenses on the customer and the employee workflow in this webinar, but these are more focused on technology. So Now Assist for ITSM has got ITSM Enterprise Plus, ITSM Professional Plus. So these are the ones that have Now Assist, and ITOM Pro Plus and ITOM Enterprise Plus, and then SPM Pro Plus. So these are the different packages. And now let's go and take a look at some of the financials and how does it really work. So every request, every assist that you're looking for, okay, it counts as one. And so with ITSM, like for example, with ITSM Professional Plus, there's 6,000, assists annually per fulfiller, and with unrestricted user, they're around about 800. Okay, and so it's in the professional and enterprise is also very similar. And you can see some of the financials over here. Please don't quote me on the financials as they keep changing. So let's go back to talking about what assist means. So this is basically, every transaction is basically considered as an assist. So this is the pricing for creator workflows. Again, 3,500 assist per creator user. And so the assist consumption is listed over here. So how does the assist consumption work? So a large simplification is one assist, but whereas app generation, which is creating an app out of text, yes, that's pretty cumbersome. It takes a lot of time. And so 50 assists is considered as, so that takes 50 assists to really go ahead and do that. And then case, incident, workflow summarization, all of those things, great things that we did in ITSM, that's one. Catalog item creation, which is again coming from the creator, is basically 10 assists. And then chat summarization, post-call summarization, one assist. Custom capability, one assist. Feedback summarization, which is part of SPM, is 10. Flow generation call or preview, which is part of creator, is basically also 10. And so here's the list keeps going on, and flow recommendations or knowledge article generation as well. That's basically 10 assists as well. So you can go through these guidelines. It basically takes quite a few assists depending on the task that you are basically running. And text to code is basically text to code request or virtual agent conversation is basically 10. So one end-to-end virtual agent conversation. So it basically conversation ends on the earlier of 1 hour of inactivity or change in intent. So that's considered as 10 assists. So I think that, so this is where we come to the end of our webinar. So here's a list of a few popular questions that we have received. So let's go through some of those questions. And I'm going to try answering those questions as well. So what interfaces are available for integrating generative AI capabilities? So it is, as we have seen, virtual agent, mobile app, flow designer, scripting interfaces as well. Hey, also, by the way, around these questions, if you have any other questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. If your questions are not answered in this session, then we will get back to you within a couple of days, with the answers to your questions. Is Now Assist functionality available in other modules as well? So, I think that, so as we have seen, so I covered ITSM, ITOM, and SPM. It's also available in other products, including HR, CSM, and FSM. And I'm pretty sure there's more coming. This is just the beginning of the AI revolution. Next question. How can I be sure my data is kept private with these AI models? And that's a very important question. That's one of the primary concerns. We have clients who are who are healthcare. We have clients who implement SOX compliance. We have clients that we work with in the federal sector as well, and in Department of Defense as well. So all of these have got several different regulations. Now, depending on some of the data, and of course, a lot of these features might not even be available, to GCC and GCC high clouds or to any of those clouds which are extremely secure. But talking about the AI, talking about the data security, when using ServiceNow's large language model, the data is handled with strict confidentiality and security measures. ServiceNow ensures that customer data is processed in compliance with relevant privacy laws and regulations. And especially the data used for training or processing is anonymized and protected to prevent unauthorized access or misuse. So for example, PII information will be stripped out from the data before training, so there are no worries about data privacy. What large language models are currently supported by the generative AI controller? So in line with what I was talking about, it's basically, as of right now, it supports, you can, use the generative AI controller to really go ahead and connect other OpenAI models, like GPT-3, GPT-4, Microsoft, Azure, OpenAI, ServiceNow's, of course, proprietary, LLM, which is by default. And next question, where can Now Assist in AI search be used? So I think that Now Assist, in AI search provides answers to questions via question and answer. And also the Search Genius result cards are available in global search, service portal, employee center, virtual agents, so I think that there's a lot which is available. Next question, does the generative AI controller use integration hub to connect to OpenAI, Azure OpenAI? So yeah, the thing is that, so the generative OpenAI controller uses embedded integration hub spokes to connect to third-party, large language model service providers. But usage does not incur the integration hub transactions cost, but it will consume the assists, which we have just covered in the licensing part. So this is going to be the last question. Will customers be able to use our Now LLMs for their own custom use cases? So as of right now, so the answer is no, but as of right now, Now LLM, which is a ServiceNow proprietary LLM, is not being made available to support custom use cases. So with that being said, thank you so much, everybody, for attending this webinar. There's going to be more webinars coming. Please make sure that you give us a feedback so that we keep improving ourselves and bring more and more valuable content. And thanks from both me and Steve. I'm pretty sure there's a valid reason that Steve had to drop off. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.